All right. I got my Michigan hoodie on. Can y'all see it? All right, cool. We can see it. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Let me tag some Buckeye fans in here today. I just wanted to speak something to your life to encourage y'all. Because I feel like y'all gonna need some encouragement tomorrow. I feel like y'all gonna need some encouragement on tomorrow. Who was a Buckeye fan? Tristan. He a Buckeye fan. I think Jessica's a Buckeye fan. I'm just gonna tag all y'all Buckeye fans in here real quick. Amen. May the glory of God be on us. But now, for real, tomorrow's like, in case y'all don't know, you're not from the state of Ohio or Michigan. You may not know, but tomorrow's a holiday. It is Michigan versus Ohio State. It is known as the game because there ain't no other game playing tomorrow. Okay, I know there's games, but there ain't no other game playing tomorrow. This is the biggest game of the year, biggest game in the Big Ten, biggest game in the nation. I think, quiet as kept, and I think many people will agree on both sides. It's the greatest rivalry in all sports, hands down. I believe this is the greatest rivalry in all sports. The passion, the drive on both sides is matched, it's equaled, there's nothing like Ohio State and Michigan. There's nothing like that. And I'm one of the few people. I was born in Ohio, born at Grant Hospital actually. Shout out to Grant. And I spent some time in Children's Hospital. So I mean, yeah, I'm a benefit of Ohio Health and all that. But my heart, my blood bleeds blue and yellow. I'm sorry, it bleeds maize and blue. And Strickland. Let me put Strickland in here today too. And so I'm a proud Michigan fan. All right, I'm a proud Michigan fan. Been a proud Michigan fan. Always going to be a Michigan fan. And I love it, man. I love it. A lot of people ask me why did I become a Michigan fan. Well, kind of growing up, it's kind of weird. Like people on our street, we had a lot of Michigan fans on our street. Like my best friend, his whole family was Michigan fans. We had a couple other households that were really Michigan fans. So we had like more of a Michigan fan base influence growing up. And so as a kid, I just thought that was the team to root for. And that's because that's where my home was at. And so that's kind of how that happened. And so I became a Michigan fan that way. And so being ingrained, being welcomed into the fellowship, to the right-hand fellowship, became a Michigan fan. And been a fan my whole life. And so I will say this. I'm going to say some complimentary things in this video about Ohio State. I believe Ohio State and Jeremiah Smith is the best player in the nation. I think Jeremiah Smith undoubtedly is the best player in the nation. If you don't think that, something's wrong with you. And I love Michigan with all my heart, but I'm not blind to understand the talent of a Jeremiah Smith. Phenomenally talented, gifted wide receiver. Maybe one of the best wide receivers that ever came through Ohio State. One of the best wide receivers maybe in the history of the game. I actually always thought he was better than Marvin Harrison Jr., who's a phenomenal wide receiver in his own right on the college level, collegiate level. But I think Jeremiah is better. Sometimes you have players that are just a freak of nature, and he's a freak of nature. And then nothing disregarding Tate. Tate's a good wide receiver for Ohio State as well. This Ohio State defense, I think, is better than last year's. I think it might be the best defense we've seen in Ohio State in probably like 10 years. Very stout defense. Now, they've kept some of the things that they were really, really good at last year, the red zone defense and those things like that, they've really improved upon. And then last but not least, I want to shout out Julius Sainz from Ohio State. Really, really talented quarterback. Elite level. One thing about Ohio State, they're always going to have elite talent. And I got to give him his P's and Q's. I don't think he's going to win the Heisman. I think Indiana quarterback deserves the Heisman. Just off of just simple game plan. Indiana has been playing out of their minds, and Indiana, who I think is going to win the national championship, actually. But I think Indiana's quarterback is just a slight better than Sainz. He can just do heroic stuff. He's on another level. And that's not taken away from anything from Sainz. But now for my team, Michigan. I believe the Michigan has the best running back core in the nation, hands down. When it comes to the running game, I think we are the best running team in the nation right now, hands down. Michigan's always had a good running game. I think 21 and 22 was when we were really like at our peak. I think 23 and 24 were kind of like went down a peg or two. But this year's running game, I think it's better than 21. I think this might be one of the best running games we've ever had. Of course, Justin Haynes will be out tomorrow, but Justice Haynes, if he would have not been out, he was knocking at Heisman. He was knocking at least to be invited. That dude was just hitting home runs. But Jordan Marshall, who's going to play tomorrow, man, he's a workhorse of a running back. That guy is very much like Hassan Haskins, Mike Hart. I see a lot of legendary Michigan running backs in the way his style of running. There's a little bit of a Blake Corum style in there. He's just a hard-nosed runner, strong, tough as iron running back. I believe that the way Michigan wins, if we control the game, if we control the time of possessions, we make it a 4-quarter game. Ohio State really hasn't played a 4-quarter game. And if you let Ohio State throw haymakers, they're going to win the game. And that's just because they're just that good and there's that skill. Michigan has holes. All right, we got some holes, and it's glaring holes. You know what I'm saying? Rod Moore being back in the secondary will help out. Now, I keep telling Justin this, and Justin want to hear it, but Rod Moore is going to get 2 interceptions tomorrow. I promise you. If he's healthy, Moore is going to get 2. Sing's going to get picked off tomorrow. If Moore can give C.J. Stroud trouble, who I think C.J. Stroud is the best quarterback that ever went through Ohio State. I think he's the best quarterback ever went through Ohio State. I thought C.J. Stroud was better than J.J. McCarthy, who we had. I thought he was a better quarterback. And C.J. really didn't lose to me. It wasn't C.J. the reason why they lost those games. C.J. played phenomenal. It was a lot of coaching. And when it comes down to it, I think Michigan's in Ryan Day's head. And I think that's going to affect some of the gameplay. I think Ryan Day, I don't think he's going to try to be the tougher team this year. I think he's trying to go for haymakers this year. And I think if we can control the tempo and if we get an interception when they're really flowing or we can get a 3 and out, that's going to destroy the morale of Ryan Day. And I think the key is if we can get Ryan Day more rattled, he is going to throw the whole game off. If we rattle him in the quarterback, we got it. If we get it into a position where Ohio State got to kick field goals and things of that nature, I don't think that they're strong enough in a special team capacity to have a slugfest game. Michigan got to make this game gritty and ugly. And it's almost like Michigan's style of play for this game would be bring Ohio State to the deep waters and let's see if you can swim. They're going to try to make this like Rocky. Let's go the distance. They want to slug it out. And that's not Ohio State's gameplay. That's Michigan's gameplay. Michigan can't do haymakers. We can't put up 50 points at will. We're just not that type of team. And we don't have the skill level or the talent to do that. We have talent, but our talent operates totally different. Michigan's going to be slow, methodical. We chip away. And then by the 4th quarter, we got you gassed and we got you where you need to be at. And that's how Michigan plays. So, and you see when we played against USC, against Oklahoma, when they start racking those haymakers, we could not do nothing. We're not a team that can come back from behind. Michigan has its runs on schedule. We run on commanding the lead. We have to have the game in our wheelhouse. And so, that's going to be the battle. It's going to be who gets to play their gameplay. If Ohio State tries to play Michigan football this year, they're not going to win. Michigan's really good at playing their style of football. And there's very few teams that can do it. The only team this year we've seen really slug it out with Michigan was Northwestern. Northwestern really brought the physicality to Michigan. And even though we won it, it was a slugfest. And that's why a lot of people were like, man, that was a tough game, a tight game, because they played our style. And we actually got out physical this year. And so that's why it was such the way it was. But very few teams, I think, can go into the trenches with Michigan and actually get the better of Michigan. But Northwestern did it this year. Northwestern's a really, really good team. They just have some tough losses, but they're a really, really good team. Very well coached. But Ohio State's coming off a national championship. I think there's more pressure for Ohio State than Michigan, even though we know we win, we go to the playoffs. I think Ryan Day, for the fan base, has to win this game. Now, I would say this. If this was at Ohio State this year, I think Ohio State will win. Undoubtedly. We have not been a good road team. We have not, and I think a lot of that comes when you have a young team. Young teams typically don't do that well. I mean, it's very rare you see a young team that is poised as we are. We got to remember we have 8 freshmen we got playing right now, and that's a lot of youth. I'm talking 8 true freshmen, and we have 4 red shirts, so we got a lot of youth on our team. So to be 9-2, number one, it's a good sign. That means that our future is bright. That means there's a lot of possibilities, and so I've been trying to tell Michigan fans, listen, 9-2. With a team that's this young is really actually good. And there's a lot to do. Coach Moore is on his 2nd year of coaching. That's encouraging for a young coach. And so, we gotta take the small wins. But Ryan Day is a national championship coach. This is a national championship team. This is defending national championship caliber team, and so could possibly repeat. So we have to really, respect what they bring to the table. We cannot just rely off the history of being 4 years, road streak. We really got to respect who they are, and we got to make them play our game. If we can make them play our game, we have an excellent shot at beating Ohio State. If we don't, they're gonna whack us. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a chess match. It's gonna be a game of strategy, a game of understanding how to play. I will give Coach Moore credit. In his last 2 years of coaching this game, he's done phenomenal. I think this has been some of his best coaching he's done. And his short tenure, Wink Martindale last year, I think coached a brilliant defensive game. With so many weapons Ohio State had, he did an excellent job. And so we need that again. We're going to need that again, and we're going to probably need even more this year than last year. I do believe the Buckeyes are coming for blood. I do believe the Buckeyes have motivation. And I totally get it. You know what I'm saying? We've been there. You know what I'm saying? We had, an 8-game loss until 2021. So, I mean, we know how when you really want to beat your rival and you're just getting tired of getting beat, you know what I'm saying? We've lived it. We've been there. And so I think Ohio State's starting to feel that. And the way the history of the rivalry has always been, it's always been one team that gets a streak, then another team gets a streak. Our rivalry has never been like back and forth. It's never been like trading wins. You know what I'm saying? Even in the 10-year war, it was kind of like 3-4 games Michigan won, and 2 games Ohio State won. Then a bit tie here and there. So it's always been a streaky type of a rivalry. So tomorrow is going to be a really big game. A lot of things can change with college football, and that's what makes the game the game. That's why this game is the premier rivalry, because our game changes the college football landscape, and not a lot of rivalries have that weight that we do. If Michigan wins, the one good thing that comes from it, we could have the possibility of seeing a rematch against Ohio State and Michigan. And as a Michigan fan, I've always wanted to see us to go back and have that one more match against y'all. 06, we wanted that really bad. We thought we could have had that in, what would that have been, 22. There's always been times where it was close and it was teased. And I think we could be in that position now with the way the playoffs are, that we could see Ohio State and Michigan meet up in the playoffs, which will be history making. I mean, the amount of coverage that would be crazy to have 2 Ohio State Michigan games in one calendar year. So I believe Michigan's going to win. My prediction is going to be, some of y'all may not agree with it, but this is my prediction though. I think it's going to be 35-17. It's snowing. It's going to be grinding. That's going to affect a little bit of the wide receiver play, I believe. Jeremiah is banged up. Tate is banged up. But they're both, they're freaks of nature. They should be cool. We're going to see how good the running game of Ohio State is. I don't want to say the running game is not good. We just haven't seen it. They really have shielded their running game. And that might be by strategy. They might not be by, we'll find out this weekend. Because they're going to have to run the ball against Michigan. The way you win in this game is running. I think with the last 12 years, the team that have won, who had the most rushing yards. So this is definitely a line of scrimmage game. But Bo Jackson's a very, very, very talented running back. He don't get featured as much, but he can run the ball. Don't sleep on Bo. He can run the ball. He's a very talented guy. So and Jordan Marshall will be back tomorrow. Our third string guy, he did a phenomenal job last week. Got over 100 yards. 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's incredible for a third string running back. And who doesn't really have that much gameplay. So, he's fresh. So, between him and Jordan Marshall trading off, I'm confident in our run game. I think we got some chance. Our line is playing a lot better now than they played in the beginning of the year. Our line was really playing sloppy, and our defense was playing sloppy. So those two things have gotten a lot better. And like I said, it's youth, it's experience, it's getting those reps, getting those snaps. Those things help. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. I think it's going to be a phenomenal game. Of course, I'm going for Michigan to win. But Ohio State has an excellent chance. I'm not going to can't be oblivious. Ohio State has a great chance. They got a lot of motivation, but I think Michigan has motivation too. We beat the national champions. We proved that we are a better team, and I think they want to come out there and do it again. It's their home. They want to defend their home. It's homecoming up tomorrow as well. So there's a lot of motivation for Michigan too. So I hope for everybody involved, it's a great game. I hope it's a competitive game. I hope it don't end like last with the whole scuffle, because that takes away from the beauty of the rivalry. I mean, it adds to the drama of it, I guess, in history capacity. But at the end of the day, if you lose, you lose. Don't get mad. But at the end of the day, I think this is going to be a really good game. I'm really excited to see these two teams to meet, see the chess match is going to be with coaching, and I think Michigan's going to win it. I think it's going to be 35-17. The reason why I think our running game, if we have the lead in the half, then Michigan's going to win. If we have the lead in the half, Michigan's going to win. That first half is very pivotal. That first half is going to be very pivotal. And if we have a lead, I don't care if it's a 1-point lead. If we got a lead in the half, Michigan's going to get the work. If we got a lead in half and we getting the ball back type situation, then yeah, grind them out. Grind them out. Make Ohio State play 4 quarters. That's the way you beat Ohio State. That's not an easy thing to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it sounds not so much, but it's not an easy thing to do. But if you make Ohio State play 4 quarters, I think we can win. So that's my prediction. And I hope Ohio State win. I hope Ohio State and Michigan have a great game. Hope everybody stays healthy. Hope nobody gets hurt. We want to see a good game, man. We want to see the best game between both teams, and we want to see a great game. And I think tomorrow's going to be something to write home about. I think it's going to be amazing. Pastor Justin, we coming to get you. His wife ain't going to let him out the house, but we're going to let him out the house. We're going to pull him out the back door. We're going to have to pull him out the back door. And Buckeyes got a powerful lineup. Definitely don't honor. Yeah, you can't underestimate Ohio State. They're probably one of the best teams in the nation, top 5 team in the nation. But Michigan's a scrappy team. I think Michigan's top 30 team in the nation. I'm put us top 30. I think our defense, our run game, quarterback plays better than last year. It's not great, but it's better. And our quarterback's young. And he's going to grow into his greatness. It's going to take a minute, but he'll grow into his greatness. Yeah. Ohio State's historically, has always been a second half team, though. Historically, they've always been a second half team. But I think if Michigan goes in with a lead, I think that plays on Ryan Day's head. I do believe that Michigan's in Ryan Day's head. I don't think he wants to admit that, but I do think that it's in his head. And them going to the end of that half of a lead, I think is going to bring him back. There's so many memories. It's going to be snowing. It's going to bring back 21 memories to him. And I think that can sometimes affect you. If you're in a coach's head, that can happen. And Harbaugh did that at USC with Pete Carroll. He got in Pete Carroll's head, and they ruled. And I think Harbaugh did the same thing to Ryan Day, even though Moore is not the coach. I think it's the same effect that you can get inside a coach's head, man. When you get inside a coach's head, it can affect a lot of stuff. They start doing wacky games, like second guessing their calls. And I think that's what happened with Ryan Day the last couple of years. He was really second guessing himself. When he should have went for it, he would punt, you know what I'm saying? And that could be a thing, because it's such a pivotal game. You want to make sure you're making the right decisions, and which is understandable. So I'm excited about it. Let's go blue. Hell to the victors. I will see y'all tomorrow. I'm going live to let y'all know my victory speech. All right, see y'all. Peace.